Some projects on this list actually have the potential of making you financially free, as AI will be the best performing narrative this cycle. I want my subscribers to make money, so today I will be very harsh because I see a lot of people holding projects that simply won't perform. Make sure to drop a like, give me a subscribe, and also check out my X for some daily alpha. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice. We're going to start things off with Render. I'm super bullish on Render. Render is a project dating back to 2020, so technically a dinosaur project. However, from the lows of 2022, this one did more than a 30x. If this one only did like a 4x, like some of the other top 100 coins, I would stay far away. But that's not the case. We have a lot of bullish things coming up in Q4 that could have an effect on Render, such as earnings calls from Nvidia. Maybe we'll get something related to Apple's new product launch, as we've been featured there before. Who knows? Now, Render won't yield you a 50x, but you don't need this to do a 50x. I think Render is a very good risk-reward project, and at these prices, I think a 10x is very doable, especially where we got in at $3. But even from today, although we would need to look at tens of billions of market cap, I think 10x is doable. GLQ AI is a good project fundamentally, but this is a lesson in tokenomics, like I said before. You have to look at tokenomics, because if you do and learn about tokenomics, then this chart will make a lot of sense. 20% of the tokens that are being unlocked monthly as we speak end up in the hands of early investors. Most of these guys are still up a little bit, and they will sell if, as we will see with some other projects on this list, we have buying pressure exceeding the selling pressure, then this will be no problem. But that's not the case, and I don't really see this changing. So GLQ AI, the investors might stop selling at some point because there's no profit to be made, but I'm not going to give this more than a 10x max. Node AI, typical low cap GPU project. This is by far the most volatile project on my watch list. This is heavily traded. This project is now deployed on the BitTensor subnet, which is bullish. It's also been featured by Red Panda Mining, which is obviously strengthening their ethos. If they can initiate more aggressive marketing, get more listings, then for the future, I can see this doing a 10x. But there are so many GPU projects right now, and people are going to tend more to the established ones like IONET and Ather, as we will discuss later. Right now, I see Node AI doing a 5x conservatively. Spectra AI use case might be a bit too niche. They have their on-chain search engine come in the end of October. Right now, though, been around since Q4 2023, no listings, which is a huge red flag. However, it has performed really well. It did a 100x since its lows, also performed recently. Given that it's so low in market cap, I'll give it a 10x, but if I was holding this project, I would need to see some listings ASAP. GLQ Graphic Chain. I like this project a lot, actually. It's an old project dating back to the last bull run. We had a rebranding back in March. I think this rebranding has been beneficial, but before this, it still managed to perform really well during the last rally. Same thing in the small recent pump. Volume is still decent. I think a 20x is reasonable for GLQ. Ser1 Labs, since the last time I covered this, they've actually updated their vesting schedule. It was decided that I think around 80% of the plant supply is going to be put on hold from being vested within the first 12 months, which is really good. This alone, apart from being a decent project, is a very strong sign. So Ser1 Labs is providing fully private and compliant builder solutions for on-chain AI applications. They have team members from Wormhole, Solana, and Orderly Network. They're representable. They're doing face-to-face marketing. I see this project doing well. A 20x should be doable. It's a good project. Next up, we have DCI. I've been calling this shady for so many months now. The reason for this is that their marketing wallet is being drained, and I don't really see any marketing besides AI-generated posts on Twitter. Very clear avoid for me. OGPU, also risky, but definitely less risky than DCI. They recently partnered up with Pal AI, which is quite big. I need to see a listing for OGPU. As of right now, OGPU can yield you, I'd say, a 10x, but I need to see more before ranking it higher. Alright, Chain, as an AI project, fundamentally, I think it's good. The problem is it's not performing. It's a project that dates back many years and a mere 10x from the March pump and only 20% gain back in the end of September where we had this pump. It's simply not going to cut it. So I fear that Alright Chain might be a bit outdated and that retail might look for something newer. I'll give Alright Chain a 5x. Taurus, I've had this project shilled in my DMs about 273 times. It's a very AI generated project, and I've been very transparent about this. And I keep on repeating myself. The only thing I like about this project is that it's on Solana and backed by the Solana Foundation. And this doesn't need to mean anything. Look, Solana Foundation has backed several projects which have done nothing. It's not like if Solana backs the project that it forces the project to do well. Solana is a business. They're looking to make money. So don't think these investors will stay and help to pump your bags. They're here for profit. Not hating, just being honest. Having said this, it definitely increases their credibility. Also, as you've probably seen, they have a ton of KOLs that are paid to shill it right now. But with the vesting as well, this is a trade, not a hold. Keep in mind, this is fairly high in market cap. I have this at 5x. This is not a $1 billion project in my opinion, but 5x is very doable, could even do a 10x. However, personally, I'm not going to invest. But this could, like I said, this could be a very good trade. Atlas Navy, this is one of those drive to earn deep in projects that had a rally close to the end of March. By the way, a big tip, take note on when projects pump because there will be a lot of good trading opportunities when we switch bullish. If you're in the VIP, don't worry about that. I keep a close eye on when different projects pump, and there is definitely a pattern that you can take advantage of. But Atlas Navy is a very good project. This one has a European Union grant of $1.6 million that was given to them in order for them to invest in AI infrastructure. So this is a legit project. As for multipliers, if you compare this to competitors like HiMapper, I think a 20x is very conservatively achievable for Atlas Navy. Next up, we have OFN. I've been bullish on this earlier. I featured this in a portfolio video a couple of months ago. I think their branding is excellent. Their marketplace has been improved. The team is doing a lot of the right things to pump. The only thing that is critique worthy of such a small project is the fact that private, seed, public, KOLs, etc. are getting their tokens as we speak. And they will sell their tokens if they're up on their investment. And as you can see, at the time of me recording this video, they are still up. But again, as we saw in the last pump here, this doesn't matter when there's actually good buying pressure, even though unlocks are dailies. So this will still pump, but it might be a bumpy ride if you're going to hold it. But for multipliers, I see this doing a 20x conservative. ASI, not so bullish on this merge. For those of you who don't know, ASI is a merge of Ocean, Singularity, and Fetch. Don't really understand what this merge suddenly can bring to the table other than novelty and hype, but maybe that's all you need because it has performed. But it won't do more than a 5x from here. 0x0, OXO, it's a good project, but I don't think the privacy narrative is going to be that big. In terms of listings, they have extremely poor listings. I think there are a lot better projects around the same market cap on this list. This can definitely still do a 5x. It's not an avoid. Ring AI, if this was 200, 300k market cap, I would buy it. I don't really see the use case, way too niche. Why would you use this instead of other agents? Makes absolutely no sense. Not worth at this market cap at all. Ather, this project is really good. They had a huge node sale, which attributed to really big funding, so they will undoubtedly get listed on Binance at some point, in my opinion. I believe what they're doing with regards to real-time rendering is probably second to none as of right now. I think this will easily do a 10x, could do more, but 10x conservative. Kor AI. Now, last time I spoke about Kor, there were some speculations about the team. The team is now public. You can see them being featured in live events. This does definitely strengthen the credibility of the project, especially in the aftermath of OPSEC, which basically just got conveniently hacked. And that's the issue you run into with these undoxed GPU projects. They're very easy to make and they can be very profitable for the developers if exploited. But a doxed team is obviously very bullish for Kor. I have Kor at 20x actually. I think this is doable, but risky. Now Fora is an okay project, but if you take a look at the chart, like I've been saying for quite some time, this isn't correlated with AI. It doesn't matter if the project claims to be AI, it doesn't pump when AI pump. And it doesn't seem to pump at all actually, if we take a look at the last pump we had. From the all-time high back in October of 2023, we're at more or less the same level. Volume is bad, already has a Coinbase listing. I don't see any catalyst event for this project moving forward. I talked about this project for many months telling people to get out because another big group apparently had this as a high conviction play. So luckily my members got out because this is dead, straight in the bin. AIT, I also believe this project was shilled by a big group. I'm sure most of you know who that is. The project itself has seen a pretty nasty continuous dip since the all-time high back in March. But the same thing has happened with most of the other mid-cap AI plays, as we will see further into this list. Measuring for the lows of September, this one did almost a 3x from the recent pump, which is definitely something to keep in mind. The project itself is good. AI data infrastructure, I like that it's on the BitTensor subnet, as Tau will perform. There are some red flags about this project, as you can see if you go to Token Sniffer, for instance, but I think given the fact that this is so low in market cap, a 10 to 15x should be very doable. This is a risky project though. TokenFi, now TokenFi is actually an RWA project primarily. It pumps when RWA pumps, and it pumps when meme pump because of its connection to Floki. The reason why TokenFi is on this list is because the team, which is by the way the team of Floki, is working on some AI integrations. They have an AI smart contract auditor and an NFT generator coming up. Now, if TokenFi will be correlated with the AI narrative, that remains to be seen, but that could very well happen. Either way, from today's price, I think TokenFi has the potential of doing a 10x. GTAI, GT Protocol, I think this checks all the boxes for something that can perform quite well. Dogs team, good listings, good volume, did perform recently, low in market cap, missing tier 1 listings. There is, however, quite hard vesting, where early investors will be getting their tokens the 25th every single month. And keep in mind, and this is why this is very important, they are significantly up on their investment. So if you go back and check around 25th every single month from like March, with some exceptions, you will see a sell-off. If you're holding, know that there probably will be a lot of selling moving forward. Because remember, these guys aren't sitting around waiting for a 20x. These guys are selling immediately when they get the chance. This is to free up capital so that they can reinvest in the next project. That's how this whole thing works. But yeah, other than this will perform. Same thing as with OFN. Doesn't matter, it will still pump. So I think a 20x is very doable. Wisdomize AI. I told people to stay away from this project primarily with regards to their horrendous vesting schedule. They have so many early contributors receiving their tokens every single day, which is going to keep on dumping on you. This is an easy avoid. Palm AI, not really worth it either. Akash is a very good project. I don't think it will be able to realistically surpass Render, at least this cycle, but it will do well. The team is very competent. They're good with marketing. I'll give this a 10x, same as Render. This can definitely do more, but as of right now, I think a 10x is realistic. Ionet, same thing, very good project, good backers, good listings, maybe 2 good listings as their Binance Catalyst event is taken away. But either way, it's one of the more credible GPU projects that is on Solana, together with Render, of course. It has a great company behind it. This is a $1 billion project. So I'll give this a 10x. If we had a section for 15x, I would give it that, but 10x is very doable. BitTensor Tau, one of the better projects on this list, no doubt about that. Remember, there was a hack back in July where Tau dropped to like close to $200. I personally think the team handled this very well with transparency and a lot of integrity. Also, recently had a very nice pump. At the time of recording, it's too high to give it more than a 5x. Maybe 10x is justifiable, but we are going to be a bit conservative and say 5x. Layer AI, to be honest, never been bullish on this. For those of you who don't know, team of Layer AI is the same team behind CryptoGPT. CryptoGPT was, in my eyes, a very obvious scam, but here's the thing, it might not matter. All that matters is what retail thinks. Now, apparently, many people either don't care about this or they don't know. If you actually look into some on-chain data, you see a lot of fishy stuff. For me, this is a very clear no. Might still pump because retail might not do extensive research, but this is a very clear no from me. DexCheck. Now, fundamentally, I really like this project. It stocks, it's got a working product. The team has a good business model. They're making money. They have their hype tracker coming soon, which will be very interesting to see how they quantify that. But all in all, a very solid project. The only thing that puts me off is that it doesn't perform. Even for being a small cap, like right now, it's fairly low in market cap, and I would expect at least a 2x from the lows over here in the recent pump we had, because many low to mid cap projects, even some big cap projects, managed to do at least a 2x. And it's not the first time DexCheck has performed poorly. For being a micro cap, which it was back here, you should expect way more than a 10x measuring from the all-time low to the all-time high. Because of this, I won't give this more than 10x. AI companions, this has performed really well over the last couple of days. You might have seen it trending on CoinMarketCap. I don't really see the appeal. If you go to the team section on their website, I don't know if this is a temporary glitch, but you tell me what's going on here. Maybe there's something I'm not catching on to, maybe a meme or a trend or something. Please let me know in the comments. But to me, this whole thing screams pump and dump. I would absolutely not be surprised in the slightest if we see a sudden sell-off in the not so distant future. Personally, I need more information if I'm going to invest in a project with this high of a market cap. It's an avoid for me. ChainGPT is really good. It's a solid project. Covered this a lot of times. Very well done with regards to branding. They're still relevant. There's still so many projects that are being launched and incubated through ChainGPT. I think from this price, I think it still can do a 10x. Remember, we are being conservative. Ort mentioned this for the first time in March or April. I'm still really bullish on Ort. If you're in my Discord group, you also know this. It's part of the AI deep in storage narrative. It's currently operating with over 30,000 nodes. They're also making a lot of money selling hardware, so a clear business model. Their vesting schedule has been delayed, testament to the fact that the project has long-term vision, amazing partnerships with huge industry players, checks all the boxes for something that will perform, no doubt. Ort is also small in market cap. It's a fairly new project. This, in my eyes, this is $1 billion project. I'll give this a 50x conservative, but it could do way more. But keep in mind, we're being conservative. Sharp AI, it's a decent, new, fresh, low cap. Could probably do decent. Site might be a bit rushed though. It's being shielded by some influencers now. This is, however, not a long-term hold, obviously, because if we take a look at the vesting, both strategic and public will start to receive their tokens by the end of October. Same thing with Seed, which will start a month later. All of them are up and it's daily vesting. So without a doubt, there's going to be quite a bit of sell-offs moving into the later stages of 2024. However, if we somehow get a bullish October before the selling pressure really initiates, it's going to easily do a 10x, maybe even like a 20x, but keep in mind the vesting. We're going to put it at 10x. Destro Network, Alex Becker is shilling this. I don't really think there's too much to say about this project. Like some said in my comment section, it's a good buy if you sell before Alex Becker. In all seriousness, Alex Becker has obviously been paid a lot of money to promote this. There isn't really anything special about this project. At this market cap, I don't really want to invest in a no-docs project when I can have serious projects like IONET and Ather to invest in. Given Alex Becker might shill this project to oblivion though, especially in the AI hype, I'll give this a 5x. HGPT, I called this very early on my YouTube, despite people not really believing in the project. And it's not like it's a revolutionary project. In many ways, it's like a mini version of ChainGPT. But what people don't understand is that when something is trending, people will jump on whatever corresponds with that trend. We see this time and time again. A very clear example of this was when the Matt Fury meme coin rally started. Back in June, where some people were making memes regarding anything related to Matt Fury, whether it be a tooth or a toe, and it still performed well. So you need to acknowledge this, and that's what we saw with HGPT. But like I said, it's a very mid project and probably won't do more than a 10x. AGI Delium, super bullish on this project, covered this multiple times, working product, really competent team, they delayed their vesting. These guys are building an OS, which is going to help onboard a lot of newbies into the space. They are organically being shilled by big YouTubers such as Virtual Bacon. I think it's pretty obvious that a Binance listing is coming for this project eventually. This is one of the better risk reward projects on this list. AGI gets a 30x. Pal AI, now this was the project that OGPU partnered with. It's a mid project, AI assistant bots, clear use case, but lacking hype. Quite big in market cap, so I can't give this more than a 5x. AITech. Solidus AITech, my most talked about altcoin for a reason. They have their AI marketplace coming out the 9th of October in just a couple of days, which is being launched with a third party called Ser1 Labs. They also have a ton of other projects in the making, with the biggest ones being the data center and the GPU marketplace. These guys are doing relentless marketing and they will reap these benefits moving forward. I think AITech actually has the potential of doing a 50x, especially from the price we got in at 6 cents. Sleepless AI, absolutely not worth the investment. Already has a Binance listing at 50 million in market cap. Risk to reward is simply not there. Finally, Bas AI, really good project. Coupled with Pepe Coin, kind of the same way TokenFi is coupled with Floki. I think Bas AI is a $1 billion project, can actually be a competitor of Tau. I think this has the potential of doing a 20x, especially if it dips further. If this gets more exchange listings, then I would put it in the 30x category. But until then, I have it at 20x. It is a $1 billion project though. There's only a few spots left before I will be raising the price for the VIP Discord. We've already made tens of X's in the recent months when the entire market was red. We're buying up a lot of good projects. We're getting ready for the upcoming alt season, including our 2 secret gems, which are a meme coin and an AI project. I think especially with regards to the meme coin, we're actually looking at a 100x gem. You also get courses, portfolio review, and you get to be a part of a really welcoming and competent community. I'm very happy with the community we built. You can also pay yearly for a nice discount, and you can also pay with crypto, both for yearly and lifetime. I hope to see you there. As always, take care and stay safe.